So once again I'm here in my office with my never-ending, well, it seems to never end, trying to kind of catalogue my whole Sega Mega Drive collection so far. So we've done all of the box games except one, which is import game, so I need to swap the console over before I do that. So before I do that, I'm going to kick off with the cartridge only games. So I'm going to start with an absolute classic, which is Streets of Rage 2. This might be quite a long video because I'm probably just going to put this in and play it from start to finish. Once again, first video of the day. It does help if you actually turn the console on. Give it a bit of a blow. Oh yeah. Today's drink is actually a mug of green tea. So, obviously we'll be playing one player, but we'll put it on easy. Give me 5 lives. We'll get stuck in. This game's an absolute classic. If you haven't played Streets of Rage, then you need to play it simple as. It's awesome. I actually read that Core Design, when they made Fighting Force, that was like originally a project sort of handed out by Sega to make a 3D Streets of Rage game. So Core Design are responsible for fucking up Streets of Rage, and it's kind of like the reason why we don't have a modern remake. Well, we do have, there's a Streets of Rage remake, but it's unofficial, unlicensed. So if you've never played it before, it's basically a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and the idea of the game is to just go around beating everyone up. And then you go through a few levels. I think there's about 8 in total. You've got boss battles, and then eventually you get to fight Mr. X at the end with his machine gun. Pretty similar to the first game, but with improved graphics. Music is very similar, possibly the same on this first level. So there I've reached the score threshold to get an extra life, which is always a bonus. You've got weapons that you can pick up. This pole's quite effective as a long range weapon. Before you saw me pick the knife up, you can either stab people with a knife, which I find a bit ineffective and tedious, or you can hold B and C together and that will throw the knife at an enemy, which is my preferred option. You also, I didn't realise that you could throw that as well. But yeah, you've also, when you hold B and C and you've not got a weapon, you've got a punch that will hit the person behind you, if there is someone stuck behind you. Got some wind today from chili con carne and some beers last night, topped off with a bit of pork. And no, I wasn't celebrating the Queen's Jubilee because I don't really care. Here we go, pick the knife up, throw the knife, pick the knife up, throw the knife. Oh, I missed him. Pick the knife up. Tried to throw the knife, press the wrong button, but throw the knife. What we got here? Sometimes you'll see me pick up, I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be a joint of beef or a plate of chicken. That basically restores my health to full. There's also a what looks like an apple, and that restores a bit of health when your health's at full. Obviously you want to kind of avoid it, but save it in case you get hit by any of the enemies that are on screen. You kind of hold an enemy by just tapping the B button with a steady pace, which you want to do sometimes. Or you can just straight up hit him with a combo. I've not mentioned the A button yet, because it's something that I don't really like to use, which is that, because what that actually does is it takes a little bit of life off, which you can see replenished by the apple there. So you can just hit him with the old combo, or you can hold him there and hit him with the old combo. Obviously a bit harder to do. There's a ton of enemies on the screen. Smash this bitch in with a whip. Flying kick. Okay, we'll use the A. There's the other attack you can get from A. One of the things that's a bit different about Streets Rage 2 is there's more kind of different segments to levels. So this guy is the first boss. The boss music's obviously very similar to the first Streets Rage game if you played that. But I do find that some of the bosses are bit too easy compared to the first game. I always found in the first game that the twin sisters were just a real handful, especially when you got to the final level and you had to fight all the bosses, and then you got them right at the end before you fought Mr. X. I used to really struggle with that. So another life, so I'm up to 7 now. I did play this game, so I played it the other day and completed it. It's probably the easiest Streets Rage game to complete. Streets Rage 3 is really hard. I'd say the first Streets Rage game kind of sits somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I completed it, and then I just thought I'd stick it on hard mode just to see what the difference is, and really there didn't seem to be a great deal of difference in difficulty. It's quite moderately pricey to pick this game up. I regard moderately pricey as anywhere between you know, 10 and 20 quid. Yeah, I paid $5.99 for this, just the cartridge. Also available on Sonic's Ultimate Collection for the PS3 and Xbox 360. That's a great collection if you haven't checked that out. It's probably something that I'll look at buying again at some point. You always have the obligatory motorbike dudes in a side-scrolling beat 'em up. That was about a pole to the face. It's interesting with Streets of Rage 2 that the first and second levels they appear to be basically the same city, because the first Streets of Rage game basically in the streets for the first level, and then second level you're on the bridge. This takes a similar sort of theme. Beef or chicken, whatever it is. So here's another one of the sections where it changes it up a bit. So in this fucking lorry, just got to beat this dude down. It's exactly hard. And I think you take his homeboys on in the background. Nothing too troublesome for me. Oh no. That's BNC a bit too late then. Health. Quite a short section really. And then we're back out again. Kick some ass. You are actually being timed at the top of the screen, but I think that's more for scoring. Can't say I've ever ran out of time on a Streets of Rage game when I've been doing a level. This is definitely one of the games, game series when you go back and get your Mega Drive. You know, when you used to have a Mega Drive back in the day and you remember Streets of Rage, just feel like you got to go back in time, get that console again, and just play awesome games like this. Just so much fun, it's so playable, it's just an absolute classic. This guy's pretty easy to finish off if I can. Well, of course I can, I just mean if I can before I lose my 7th life. So that's the end of stage 2. Like I say, that boss was pretty pathetic. You know, they were a lot harder in the first game. Streets of Rage 3 is a game that I'd really love to play from start to finish, but I just can't, it's too hard. I remember there's a bit in the game where you get to a boss that's like 2 samurais or something. It was just impossible. When you paying 40 quid to get a game boxed, you want to be able to play it, you want to be able to make progress. it's not a game that seems to pop up very often, cartridge only, Streets of Rage 3. Not really sure why. Maybe just because it's one of the later Mega Drive games. The boxes didn't get as tatty. I just assume that's the reason why people chuck boxes away. I never chucked any of my boxes away when I was a youngster, so we're now up to 8 lives. I did, however, was it the Streets of Rage 3? Sorry, Streets of Rage 1 manual that I gave away. Traded it in for some silly putty with someone else. Not quite sure. Stupid things you do as a child. Streets of Rage was basically one of the first Mega Drive games I ever played, because when I got my first Mega Drive, came with, I think it was Mega Games 3 or was it 2? What was that? It'd have been Mega Games 2. So I got my Mega Drive and Mega Games 2 that had Golden Axe, Streets of Rage and Revenge of Shinobi on one cartridge. It's just a fucking awesome cartridge, you know, 3 killer games. It's a shame really that the old 6 game cartridge, Mega Games 6 whatever, it's a shame that that doesn't have Golden Axe on. It's just a curious omission. Should have got rid of Sega Soccer on it. Sega Soccer is basically World Cup Italia 90 as far as I'm aware, which is a pretty dated game compared to timeless classics like this. Oh, there's that wind again. Smells this time as well. I get up to it. Yes, I'm like a motherfucking cat. This bitch got 9 lives, motherfuckers. This guy's annoying with his like weird shuriken type thing. Pick it up and chuck it in his face. Hanzu. That's an interesting thing that they started doing in Streets of Rage 2, just giving the bad dudes names, whereas before they were just irrelevant people getting punched in the face. Some of you out there might have played the first Streets of Rage on the Mega CD, I think it's called Arcade Classics Collection, where it's got like 5 games on it. And if you've played that, you'll know that the sound on it's rejigged. Mainly just the character voice effects, whatever you want to call it. So that's a nasty bottom there, but it gives me a slab of meat on the plate. Fucked up there. Got this sword. I don't find the sword. Where's it gone? I can't find it. No, I don't find the sword to be as effective as the old pipe. If 9 is the maximum amount of lives that you can maintain. It doesn't look like there's much room for an extra digital at the top of the screen.